Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're discussing tips and tricks of how to prepare yourself and how you want to make yourself look when you're going for a job interview. Now I know some people may not have done this for a number of years, or you could even have been a recently graduated someone who hasn't necessarily had an interview in a formal work environment, and you might be asking yourself, where do I start to ensure that I present myself well for my interview and I look appropriate for the occasion? So if that's something you're really interested to know more about, please stay tuned and watch till the end, and I'd really love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section if there's anything else that you'd like me to look at from a dress perspective for those of you who are in full-time or office jobs. And with that said, let's jump straight into the tips and tricks for job interview dressing. Okay, so I know every industry is different. This video is by no means going to address every single thing about every single industry. However, what I'm hoping to do for you guys is give you just enough basic tips that you can use or follow when putting together a job interview outfit. So tip number one is, and probably the most important tip of all, before we even get into talking about the clothes, if you're going to go for a job interview, you probably want to start off by researching the company that you're going to be interviewed by, and hopefully you've actually done this at the time that you applied for the job, but go out there, go on the internet, find out as much as you can about the company, find out as much as you can about the department that you're going into, find out about values, culture, everything that you can know, about the business that you've applied for a job at. Things like how they've performed and how they fare against their competitors. I promise you, these things may seem futile, but they do add value in an interview process. You want to come across as someone who's taken the time to learn as much as possible about the environment, to learn as much as possible about the company, which comes across as, having taken the time and going to be really invested and interested in adding value should you get the job. So that's the first and most important tip that I can give you guys. Research. Know as much as possible about the role itself as well as the company that you're being interviewed at. Okay, then in terms of what you look like from a dress perspective, tip number two would be stick to neutral colors when going for job interviews. So your blacks, your beige, your navy blue, even creams, off-whites, those type of colors are easy to pair together, they're easy to dress up, and they just look really chic and look very effortless. So I'd say stick to your basic colors, avoid things like bright colors, avoid things like busy patterns, neons, that type of thing when you're going for a job interview. Maybe just keep it neutral, classic, and chic when looking into what you're gonna wear when going for a job interview. And then in terms of the type of items that you're gonna wear, which takes me to tip number three, is consider wearing a blazer. When putting together a job interview outfit, one of the first items that come to mind is a blazer. A good structured blazer will take you far. It actually really kicks you off quite nicely in putting together an outfit. It's something that you can throw over a formal dress. It's something that you can wear with a formal shirt, formal pants, and you're good to go. Now, some areas, as I've mentioned, or some industries are a little bit more formal than others. So spaces like law firms, accounting firms, banks might be a little bit more formal. So you may even want to do a suit if you can. If you don't have one, it's okay. You can do a blazer with a button-down shirt, maybe in a white or a beige, and do a formal skirt, perhaps a pencil skirt or a formal pencil dress, and throw that blazer over, or do formal tailored pants to go with it. And you'll find that kind of pulls the outfit nicely together and doesn't leave you confused in terms of what to do and how you make yourself look presentable. And then Another tip that I have for you guys, tip number 4, is when going for a job interview, it's not ideal that you should be wearing shoes you've never worn before. So you want to be comfortable. You don't know, sometimes you don't know where you're being interviewed. If you have to walk a distance from where you've parked your car or getting dropped off or whatever the case might be to where you're actually being interviewed, you want to be comfortable. You don't want to wear your very high heels maybe for that, unless you're really good at walking in those. But I would avoid really high heels and stick to like a kitten heel or nothing, not in the 10-inch 12-inch type of areas. Look for something that's a little bit comfortable. Again, neutral colors, a black or a nude would do you good. Also, I'd avoid wearing things like open-toe shoes or lace-up sandals for job interviews. Stick to your classic pieces, as I said before. A court shoe, a closed shoe, nude, black, brown, beige, those type of colors would also work really well. And I'm not saying that any of the other type of shoes are wrong, but for a job interview, you really just want to be classic and chic and let the focus be more on you than on what you're wearing. Okay, so that's what I think you can do from a shoe perspective. And then in terms of accessories, I would keep it so minimal. If you're into wearing jewelry, maybe just a simple bracelet or a watch, or nothing hectic. For an interview, I wouldn't be wearing layers and layers of necklaces or beaded necklaces, those really funky ones that we all love and enjoy. I would avoid those for a job interview and stick to something really simple, minimalistic, and you're good to go. So those are my tips and tricks for preparing yourself for a job interview. If you are going for an interview, I wish you the best of luck. Prepare yourself, be ready, make sure that what you have to say and how you present yourself goes hand in hand, because communication is beyond just what we say with our mouth. It's also what we look like, body language, how we dress ourselves, how we present ourselves. And yeah, I hope that you do really well. And other than that, if you liked this video and found it helpful, I'd really love it if you would subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next one. Bye guys.